All right, Solomon. Hey, I just want to give you some feedback on this 3300 West 55th Avenue. Um, we talked about this before. When you see these old houses that are built in the 20s or 30s or even the 50s sometimes, you really got to scrutinize the square footage. So we base everything off of our total square footage. Right here is what we run our comps on, right? But when you see an old house like this and you see this below square footage right here, then you got to make sure you're confident to the upper square footage because this is going to be a crawl space. It's not going to be livable. It really shouldn't be listed. Um, and then on a second note, when you see these kind of odd looking, weird little houses like this, I mean, there's no front door. I don't even know where I think the door's on the side. These kind of houses just don't sell. I mean, this is practically a scrape. This is probably used to be a garage, in all honesty, and um, they scraped the house in front of it and moved into this or something like that. Who knows? But these type of houses just aren't really worth our time. So you'll pick up on that as you get better about which houses that you know should be focusing on, but this isn't one. Um, just to kind of compare real fast. Um, like even like this one right here, I mean, it's kind of on the side. I mean, we have to buy them at significantly deep discounts because they're just not like the normal house with the front door and, you know, those sort of things. Like something like this also is just kind of strange. So when you're seeing that stuff, you want to really kind of pay attention to it. And if it's just way off the mark, like this guy, it looks like a little garage, just don't even bother messing with them. These little tiny houses like this. But yeah, if they don't got a front door, if they don't have a front door like this, and are set way back in the lot, and they've got um, this little tiny square footage, like this one had 700 square foot, but has this little tiny basement. I gotta take that. All right, so I pretty much wrapped up the other one, and I wanted to talk about this 766 Inca property. When you pull this up, you can see there's something funky going on over here. It looks like it's almost attached to this building. It's hard to see, but if you're not quite sure what's going on, when you pull it up in the maps, you can definitely see that there's some funky commercial going on around it. You can see this big block here. You can see all this here. As you know, we don't really mess with anything that's kind of in that commercial. If it's next to commercial or backs to commercial, we really kind of shy away from that stuff. So if you're not quite sure what's going on, just Google map it, and you can see you've got this big commercial building here, and you've got all this going on in front of it. This is not ideal at all. Um, if we got a little deeper into the neighborhood, that's fine, right? You can see that this is fine over here, but when you're right up against commercial like this, I guess there is a space it looks like, but still that's gonna be really tough to sell. So just keep an eye on that stuff that's next to commercial or backs to commercial or is in front of commercial like this. This stuff that we just is really tough to sell. We came in um, uh, $1,000 above, and you came up with the 603. This is probably going to sell just because all this commercial around it is going to sell significantly less. So just keep an eye out for that when you're running your properties. But I'll just dump this property off because it's not something we normally mess with.